you are sometimes very disappointed. And yeah, I understand that, but it's not the end of the world.
I think the main goal should be to convey the message of the product to get some validation.
I think that good product shouldn't be successful thanks to upvotes that are backed, because that happens the most. But good product should be rewarded because it is a good product. My speech, prepare for that.
I have planned to launch my product Connect Genie AI on Product Hunt on 24th September 2024. Welcome to another episode of Genie Talks Show. My name is Bilal Asif and I'm your host for this episode today. Folks, I'm not sure if you're following, but I have planned to launch my product Connect Genie AI on Product Hunt on 24th September 2024. Since I've joined this platform, I've been trying to learn as much as possible on how to crack it, but I've always felt that I need to learn more. So I thought it would be really interesting that if I could record a podcast with someone who is quite an expert on this platform, who could give us some tips and give us some guidance. And I think it would not only benefit me, but a lot of other folks who are also, on the same journey. So we have as our guest speaker today, Nika Kotláriková. She has been consistently collaborating on Product Hunt on a daily basis for almost 2 years. A proof of that would be at the time of recording of this podcast, she maintains a streak of 650 plus days, which means that she is on a regular basis posting discussion, collaborating on them, upvoting on other products on Product Hunt. She does not only collaborate, she had actually executed a successful launch on Product Hunt in 2023. So first of all, Nika, thank you so much for joining this podcast. How are you doing today?
Hello, thank you for this intro, and I'm fine, and I'm happy to be there with you today.
All right. So, Nika, I'll start with the questions. First thing first, I believe a lot of viewers who might be watching this podcast, they might not be completely aware of what Product Hunt platform, right? So, and I would like to ask you first thing is that what is so amazing about this platform that every SaaS founder is trying to launch on Product Hunt, and they're very crazy about having a successful launch.
Yes, there are many benefits for many people. When I started to be active there, my initial motivation was founding and discovering products, to be the first person who can learn about many tools. And for makers, it is a kind of visibility. They can have backlinks for their products and websites. So these things are, I think these things are the most amazing about this platform, and also the community, because I've started being active there and also meet very great people.
Understood. So, how do you define a successful product hunt launch? Like, what is, in your opinion, a successful product hunt launch?
For me, it's not about only having upvotes and to have that the first product on the product hunt page. It is, for me, it would be also about creating meaningful connections, getting getting valuable feedback, and also to have some purchases of that product. I think that this would be the most successful part of launching on this platform.
So, I mean, mostly, people are really. But since I've been, contributing myself on the platform for some time now, I've observed that people are really crazy about getting the first position. So, do you think that getting this first position gives any edge, like any sort of benefit in the long term for the startup itself?
It's some kind of approval. Yeah, it is some kind of approval. And when you are on the top of the product hunt page, it means that you are exposed to many people. You are the first, and there are higher chances that people will notice you. So it is a good thing to be the first. People remember those who are first, and yeah, it's beneficial for them. But some people are frustrated when they are not featured. So I would say that launching on Product Hunt is just a little step, of that marketing journey. So if they are not featured, please do not take it tragically. I know that it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and you are sometimes very disappointed. And yeah, I understand that, but it's not the end of the world. This is actually the beginning, because running business is very difficult.
So I assume that it's sort of a platform which gives you the marketing opportunity for your product. And if you guys are listening as well, because I've been myself trying to get the first position, and this gives me some hope that, obviously, I mean, there are a lot of other products, that are a lot of startups that are competing to be the product hunt of the day, or product hunt of the week. So if you do not get to be the in the top three, then it's still okay, because what the I think the main goal should be to convey the message of the product to get some validation. So what exactly do you think is what exactly does it mean to be featured on Product Hunt? How does this benefit? What exactly does that mean?
Mm-hmm. To make people clear about these things, Product Hunt has some rules. And I
Mm-hmm.
noticed that products like directories or courses, websites with courses, are not featured. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very clear what are conditions to be featured, because many people are very disappointed when they are not featured, and sometimes we do not know why they weren't featured. But to be featured, it means that when you go to the Product Hunt web, you can see all of those products, how they are listed there, and they are listed according to the successful, how they are successful according to the upvotes they received. And then you have another category, which is all, and in this category are all products launched on this platform. And it's kind of tricky, because when you are redirected to Product Hunt web, you can see featured products. And when you want to see all products, you need to click on another option. And people do not that, because they are very comfortable, and they are not familiar with clicking on another option, because they are satisfied with the option featured. And this is the thing, that you are exposed to featured products, and it's a kind of human behavior that we just only use what we are offered.
So I think, in a nutshell, what being featured means is that, when you go to Google and you search something, then the first page is the featured page on Product Hunt. So that's kind of the analogy over here, because people do not usually go to the second page to see what the results are. They just usually
Yeah.
go on the first page. So that's going to be the most important analogy. All right. So what is the one single factor, right? If you, based on your experience, what is the one single factor that contributes most in your launch?
Mm-hmm. In my launch?
No, I mean, like anyone's launch. If someone is trying to launch on Product, and then what would be, in your opinion, this one single factor that contributes the most?
Mm-hmm. It's probably being active there and be visible, creating community, be in a relationship, very close relationship with people who are active there, because they are more likely to remember you, and also then you can benefit from their support. So I think that this is one of the main factors.
The community building, right?
Yeah, for me, it's community building.
So, I mean, what are the successful ways of building the community? How can you make sure that you have an active community on Product Hunt?
Mm. You need to be active there, and you should know what happens on the platform, what are news in this platform. You need to create vivid discussions when you are trying to involve all members of the community. Yeah, you need to be responsive. It's about creating the environment where they feel safe, where they can say what they feel, what do they think. So this is community building, and it is also about networking on other platforms and uh, making other people know that you are on Product Hunt and trying to ask them to register on this web. So for me, this is community building, to be still active, to support others, to create vivid and meaningful discussions, and to be helpful.
Sure. And you had managed a launch back in 2023 for minimalist app, and I think that you used the founder's profile to execute that whole launch, right? You told me. So can you walk us through the process? And it was quite a successful launch, I believe, right? You guys won an award of product of the day. And I would
Um,
like to know that what was the process like? Like in a way, if you can describe it, that someone who has just joined the platform and has had decided that they would be launching, and they would get kind of a step-by-step guide through your process.
mhm. Actually, I just only do some corrections in what you said. It was launched in 2022, and
Okay, okay.
the process was like following. We were trying to be more visible, and the founder of Minimalist Phone, which is app for productivity, asked me to publish Minimalist Phone on the Product Hunt. And I've never heard before about this platform. So the thing I had to do was observe what is the platform like, what was like that platform, and how I literally scanned things on the internet and read about successful launches, who were successful at those times, and according my observations, we prepared maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 months in advance, because I started in June or July 2022 to be active there from his account. We created his personal account, uh, like on behalf of his name, Martin, and I was active there. I engaged with community. I posted some things, commented things, uh, and it was something like preparation. And
Mm-hmm.
in 2022, in November, we launched Minimalist Phone on Product Hunt, and we made it as the product of the month in the category of productivity.
Oh,
So I think that this part was successful. And at that time, when we launched, maybe 1 week before that launch, I realized that I like that platform. I like the vibe, the mentality of people. They were supportive and business growth oriented. And I liked this mindset, so I decided to register there too. And that was the point in November 2022, where when I started being active there from my own personal account, you can see now every day. So also I launched my own product, which was editable Figma templates. It was something I have in draft. So it was like I should launch something to have that experience from my own account. And since then, I've I haven't launched anything, so I suppose that many things have changed in the process, but I am still active there and trying to observe many new things that occurred on this platform.
Sure. So there is a pre-launch phase, which I understand, where you are trying to, warm up the community of product and making yourself known, right? And then uh, when you submit your product, right? I have now my product is still in the draft right now that I'm still trying to post it. So how much of the assets count? The graphical assets count in terms of posting. Do you think that they add value, and what advice that you can give that how should the graphics should be so that they so that your product can get more traction, your launch can get more traction?
Mm-hmm. It's all about filling the things properly, like having a catchy claim, catchy title of that product hunt launch, to have good graphic designs where you can share what the product is about, and also to have grab attention elements in that graphic design. So this is the part that could be executed by graphic designer or by someone who is proficient in designing things, because good visuals are, according to me, very important. And also videos, it's when you record video, and especially you can add there your face of real people, it's more trustworthy. And trustworthiness is something very crucial, because you are trying to convince people to give you money, and you are more likely to give money to someone who you trust. So yeah, these are things that are very important, and also some kind of storytelling, to have vision and some background story. Why were you motivated to create that product, and what benefits can people have from using that?
Right. So in the I believe, because we have the option of uploading a YouTube video, and then they have also some other options of uploading. I think some arcade related videos that they specifically asked you, but these are optional. But they asked you to post them so that we can also use these other products. So what you're suggesting is that the video is important, and being the founder should be elaborating and walking through the product, because that gives an element of personalization, and gives people the ability to trust the product as well, right?
Yeah, because when you are anonymous, it's less trustworthy. I think that founders of those companies or makers of those products should be involved in the process, because who would stand for this product if not you as a maker or founder? You are the creator, and you should be responsible for success.
Understood. So this gives me a good advice, because right now the in my product hunt post draft, the video that I played over there, I think that I also showed you as well. That does not have me in it right now. It's just going through we are just going through the demonstration. So I'm going to make sure that I change that now, in which I can record a Loom video that I'm walking through the entire product demo. So thanks for that. So one thing that I have observed is that product hunt lets you build a great community. I completely agree with you that the vibe is very great, because there are founders over there, there is business talk that's going on. So I've really enjoyed the discussions that I see or post, and then collaborations. But one thing that I have observed is a small problem with product hunt, is that you the community that you've tried to build around your personal brand on product hunt, you're not able to direct send them a direct message, right? And I think that that is a kind of a strategic move by product hunt, so that you do not just go around and start messaging other product hunt active users, but they would like to keep the platform alive through discussions. So let's suppose that I have created a good community, I've gained some followers, and my discussions are also getting some traction. How do we actually tap into that community on the day of launch, that hey, I've launched it? So what would be the your, because I know that we can give the option of we can launch a coming soon page and people get notified, but is there another way? Because people do get notified but probably might not still go and upvote on your product. So is there any tip for that, that you would be able to give us, that we can tap into the community that we have created?
Mhm. Before I start, I would like to mention that I've heard that Product Hunt used to have direct message options, but they shut
Yeah.
it down because, when you are bombarded by 1,000 messages like, hey, please upvote for me, it can be kind of, it's not good.
Or
Like, you do not have so much time to engage with everyone who asks for upvotes. And when you are bigger, this happens more often, more frequently. But to answer to your question, yeah, it's good to outreach to people, ask them what they think about your product. The good thing is to give them access to the product, and you should receive feedback before the launch, because they can give you good insights what can be done better. But you should outreach to people who are relevant to your business, to your product, like professionals who have experience with creating something similar, because they can know better what what doesn't work, and also to your possible customers, because you can better understand their needs, what their problems are, and what they would like to see in that product, what kind of features, what is comfortable regarding to UX, UI, and you can improve that product according to their feedback, improve it until the launch. And I think that good product shouldn't be successful thanks to upvotes that are backed, because that happens the most. But good product should be rewarded because it is a good product, that it fulfills needs of people, and that people can benefit from that, and when they are really satisfied with the product.
Understood. And have you've been participating for almost 2 years, I believe, right now, right? And in communities, and also upvoting other products. Have you observed or analyzed any commonalities among the successful product hunt launches?
Mhm. Lately, I noticed that successful or good launches are determined by many makers, which makes sense because when you have more makers in the board, they have their own circles of people they can reach out to, and just only many makers can upvote for that product. So you have many upvotes just from those makers who are involved. And I think that some things that could help are new formats. Recently, I noticed that there was introduced something like demo. It is
Mm-hmm.
something like kind of stories through video, like process uh, showcasing that product, and it was something new to me, and my attention was like, oh, I haven't seen this before, this is something new, I need to try it. So I probed it on my own, and I liked the idea. The thing is that the more you use something, it's less unique over time. So you should try new formats and to be unique, to try something different.
Sure. So two things that you've noticed is that add as much relevant makers as possible, and then this demo part. I believe that I've also seen this in the form, and I think that that is something that I was telling you about. That is the optional part. The product hunt is specifically telling you to use certain platforms like Arcade and some other platforms that I don't remember right now, but you can use them to create the demo, I believe. And that is something that you found was quite unique, and that makes you that these are some common factors that can contribute in the product hunt launch, right?
Yes, personally, I think there are more factors like to be mentioned and hunted by big names like Chris Messina or Millicent or Rohan or Ben Lang. Like these people, you can see there regularly who are active, who are some kind of authority because it gives you a credit. And yeah, I think there are many other things, but these are the main that came to my mind right now.
So these celebrities that you mentioned, right, are these like pioneers of product hunt platform?
They are something like local stars of this platform, so people recognize them very quickly. They created some trustworthiness because of their presence and maybe their follower count or the position they have. So it's my opinion.
So, I mean, do they post a discussion on Product Hunt, or do we reach out to these people on the other platforms like LinkedIn or Twitter to ask them to post about us?
It depends. Some of them yes, and some of them no. So it it depends. Like everyone is different, and it's very difficult to say one thing for everyone.
Understood. Right. So, this is going to be my question. That you post a lot of discussions. I also collaborate on them. On a daily basis. What kind of discussions that you have believed have gained the most traction towards your profile?
Mm-hmm. When I started, it was something that gave people some kind of value, like tips and tricks related to marketing, business, and things related to entrepreneurship. And later on, I started creating questions where they can contribute with their experiences, with their points of views. So it was about trying to find out what problems they have, what solutions they discovered. And it's a good thing because when someone goes through those comments, they can find themselves in that situation and possibly they can find the solution for their problem. So I think it's like helping each other, sharing the knowledge, transferring good learnings. Each other can learn from other person. So my discussions are mostly about things related to marketing, business, some tips, and sometimes I post light topics, just not to be serious all the time, because at the end of the day we are all human beings and want to relax somehow. So I try to create some balance.
Understood. So basically, the main thing that what I've gotten from your answer is that questions, they contribute. They are the most good way of posting the discussion, that you should post in your discussions, because I do understand, and it's quite interesting that because when you are asking a question, then someone would answer it, and then someone else who might have the same question might be able to learn from that, right? And then you can always find out that from the comments that other people are might be asking the people who have answered some more questions. Then you can also repurpose those questions into further discussions. So it's quite an interesting way of getting the traction towards your profile.
Yeah, and actually, these discussions creates other discussions. For example, I ask some question and someone gives me answers. And when these answers when there are many answers, you can use those answers as the another post, for example, for Twitter. Like, here
Exactly.
is the list of solutions how you can solve this. And
Wow.
people are, wow.
I understand. Yeah, that was I was saying. I think great. So, do you think having a hunter other than the founder himself, does that makes it better to launch on Product Hunt, or do you think that we should ask another hunter to hunt our product?
I think that hunters generally are a big thing, but maybe sometimes they are overrated because launch can depend on many other factors. And I've seen people who weren't somehow popular on the platform and were makers and hunters at the same time, and they made it to the top. Like, they had the product hunt page, the product of the day. So it really depends on many factors, and I cannot say one verdict over that.
Understood. Understood. Because I've been also considering to, see if because my profile has gained good followers. My team has been working very hard. I've been, trying to post on that. But I thought, maybe because it's my first launch, to be honest. So I'm also, I was considering that maybe I can, consider getting the hunt but I really wanted to be the product hunter myself. But I understand. So I think I had a very wonderful discussion over here, and I think I got to learn a lot. And I think that the audience is also going to be able to, get some good tips from this discussion. Any last advice that you would like to give to the audience? Who are specifically to the people or the founders who are trying to launch on Product Hunt?
Thank you. So my speech, prepare for that. Well, don't rely completely on Product Hunt, like only one platform. Diversify your portfolio. You can launch anywhere. It's about the visibility, and don't put your eggs into one basket. Like, you can use many baskets. AG, you can launch on many platforms, and take Product Hunt as another opportunity to network with people, to receive valuable feedback according to you can improve your product, and take it as a part of the journey, because running business is a long journey, and this is just one little baby step.
So this was not going to be a question, but still, I would like to ask this: is that what other platforms that you can recommend, where other than that are like Product Hunt, but we can consider launching over there as well, that can give some exposure to our startups.
I can recommend Micro Launch by Said.
Mm-hmm.
This guy also was hunter on Product Hunt for his platform, because he launched Micro Launch on Product Hunt and he became the product of the day. Also, Dev Hunt. You can also launch on social media. I noticed that people who are active on X or Twitter and are involved in building public community or in the hackers community, they receive a lot of support when they are in these circles. And you can also launch, for example, on Reddit, like share with people that you are working on something. There are many possibilities, and it's all about getting to the right places and get in touch with right people. So yeah.
Understood. All right. I think thank you so much for all the time that you gave us and for all the tips that you have given us. I'm really sure I'm going to make sure that I'm going to implement most of them in my launch as well, and hopefully others will too. I think that would be all for today. And folks, if you have gone to learn anything from this podcast, do share it with others. we please do remember that we are also launching Connect Genie AI on 24 September 2024. So would love your support for that. Thank you, Nika. Thank you for your time, and I hope that we will be able to collaborate soon and for another podcast, or we will be always discussing things on the product hunt discussions.
Thank you very much for having me, and I keep my fingers crossed for your launch. And also thanks to people who are listening these podcasts, these ideas, and wish you have a nice day.
All right. Thank you.